30th week in ordinary time you see a Friday 2025. The Gospel reading presents a decisive confrontation between the letter of the law and the spirit of compassion inherent in God's will. The lawyers and Pharisees deliberately watched Jesus because of his previous actions regarding the Sabbath, the presence of the man suffering from dropsy, a severe swelling caused by fluid accumulation, presents them with an apparent dilemma. Jesus asks directly, is it lawful to heal on the Sabbath or not? By forcing them to consider the issue openly, he exposes their rigid priority, observing a ritual rule over relieving a human suffering. Since they remain silent, Jesus uses a practical, common sense analogy they couldn't refute. If one of their own son or oxen fell into a well on the Sabbath, they would immediately pull it out. Their own actions prove that an urgent need and compassion supersedes strict prohibition against walking the Sabbath. Jesus demonstrates that the true nature of the law is rooted in love, mercy, and the preservation of life. He confirms that the Sabbath was made for man, not man for the Sabbath. The law is meant to serve and enhance human well-being, not cause suffering or restriction. Likewise, the first reading concerning St. Paul's sacrificial wish elevates the concept of love and salvation to its highest expression. Paul expresses profound and honest grief over the rejection of Christ by his fellow Israelites. His astonishing wish to be accursed and cut off from Christ, an ultimate form of suffering and loss, even would result in the salvation of his skin, is the prophet a human echo of Christ's own actions. This immense selfless desire in Paul's heart reflects God's universal will. The Father desires that none of what he gave should be lost. John 6:39. Just as Jesus raised the Sabbath law to save a man's body, Paul is willing to sacrifice his eternal comfort to save souls. Both readings ultimately emphasize the primacy of love and salvation over mere legalistic adherence, highlighting God's desire for humanity's ultimate good and freedom. Have a beautiful